Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Skin School today with my beautiful friend, Emma Roberts. Hi, Emma.
Hi.
Thank,
So here.
yes, thank you so much for giving a little bit of your time. I know you're super busy, especially now since you're at home and you have to read all these scripts and reading. And I know you have a really tight schedule. It's interesting how much we have to work being at home, right?
I feel like I've never been busier than since I've been home with just catching up on reading, and I now can't like procrastinate and say like, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for this. Like now I do have time, so I have to kind of do all the things I've been putting off. I've been organizing a lot, which has been therapeutic. I've been reading a ton, which has been the best, especially since I feel like we're so on our phones and on our computers now more than ever to stay connected.
Yes.
And so it's been nice to kind of step away with just a physical book and just kind of step away from that for a minute.
I think that's so good that you're saying that, because we're so glued to our phone for work. Homeschooling, there's so much homeschooling, yes.
And so to me, everyone's like, I can't believe this homeschooling. And I said, that was my whole high school experience. I was homeschooled the whole time. So to me, I'm used to it, but I know like a lot of people aren't. My sister's having to do homeschooling for college. And it's just a totally different world to be kind of, I mean, look, we'd normally be together right now and we're talking like this.
Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of interesting that it's possible.
Yeah.
So in a way, happy Earth Day, everybody, by the way. In a way, it's kind of also important to realize how much we can get accomplished by using our screens instead of jumping on a plane and going to the actual place. And I think I for sure would adapt in the future to not having to travel like this anymore, because if we look at our Earth right now, how the pollution is going down just because there's no industrial pollution, no cars, no planes, and that in that intensity, how quickly the Earth can actually heal itself is quite amazing. And especially for our children, it's so important to not run the world down. And I know that especially the young generation really asks for sustainability. And I know from my teenagers in Washington, they don't drink out of plastic bottles. They're really into sustainability and keeping the world a good place to live in. And what you just said about being in front of screens, my stepdaughter got these big glasses to keep out the blue light.
Yeah, I got a blue light screen protector for everything because my vision was starting to be a little blurry. Like I'd look at my phone a lot and I'd look up and it would be blurry. And then you had told me as well to put on the anti-pollution drops, which has been good. And it's really important, I think, for us to be mindful of, not just for our eyes, but for our skin, because the light it breaks down the skin barrier, does it not? Didn't you teach me that?
Yeah, Emma, you're fantastic. So skin barrier is actually the protection. It's the fortress of our skin. It's our protection tool. And skin barrier is basically dead skin cells, hydrolipid film, and a microbiome. And the microbiome is bacteria, fungus, and parasites on our skin. So these three things together create a skin barrier. And this is like something we need to nourish, to protect, and really be really gentle with, because the skin barrier is also responsible to block out everything coming from outside attacking our skin. This could be pollution. This could be the HEV light coming from the phone, the sun. Everything really needs to be protected by our skin and the skin barrier. So if we, for example, don't, take care of it, like having a screen, like going in the sun with sunscreen, going, in front of the computer with the screen protection, like what you put physically in front, but also in the anti-pollution drops, for example, then those radiation can damage our skin barrier and our skin and can cause a lot of problems. Pollution, for example, can cause acne. Screens can cause pigmentation issues. So it's really important, because we realize we have so much time in front of screens to protect our skin. And number one protection for skin barrier is hydration. So the hydration part of our skin is important. But in this case, the anti-pollution drops represent hydration and screen protection. So this is something I want everybody to look into, especially also young age. Pepper, my 5-year-old, is putting this on in front when she's sitting in front of the iPad. And you know what? What I also tell her when she looks down,
the iPad by putting on the drops.
I know, but you know what? When she looks down, I tell her, Pepper, doppelkin. Doppelkin means double chin. So then she puts, yeah, no joke, because when she looks down, it's like the, you know, what people say, the technique. Now she puts it in front on a little table so that she's on the same level than her iPad. Because seriously, guys, you know, we always look down on our phones.
I mean, my neck's always hurting too.
Yes.
I'm like this with my phone or my book, and I have to remember to hold my book up higher because it's like this for an hour at a time, and then I wonder why my neck hurts so badly.
Exactly. And that's also, you know, teenagers maybe don't realize this quite yet, but if you do all this, you know, things to your skin and to your posture right now, you will suffer later. So I think that's a really good, important.
No, true. When I was a teenager, I would fall asleep with my makeup on all the time, and it's just the worst thing to do. And now, no matter how tired I am, I always wash my face. And my sister's 19, and I'm like, you're never too tired to wash your face. Just wash your face and moisturize and do it all, because you're going to wake up and you're going to feel better. You're going to look better. And that was just such a big thing when I was a teen. Ugh.
So if you would now go back to yourself, to younger Emma, what is this one advice you would give to yourself?
Definitely always wash your face. And I would say also sunscreen. You know, I didn't really protect my skin as much as I should have when I was a teenager. And I do have some pigmentation here because of it. And it's really, you know, hard to get rid of. And, you know, it's not quite as noticeable right now, but sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And so for me, I would say definitely wear sunscreen, even when you think it's a day where you don't need it. Like, there's no such thing. You just wear it every day, in my opinion. And that's just something that I regret. So I would say definitely sunscreen and also moisturize. I mean, for me, there's nothing better than feeling like plump and moisturized and healthy and hydrated. And I feel like obviously you do that with products, but also hydration, like drink more water. I mean, I still struggle with that, where I'm like, I need to be drinking more water, and I tell myself. But definitely when I was a teenager, you know, you just don't drink enough water.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. And I think teenagers nowadays, they're very interested in preserving their skin, helping also with anti-aging. I think there's a lot of wish out there to mask every day and do what the grown-ups are doing, and doing like anti-aging as a form of prevention. And I think this also can sometimes cause the opposite. So when you say, yeah, we need to protect from the sun at all times, and that's absolutely true. And, you know, suffering from hyperpigmentation through sun damage. Sun is probably the single most dangerous device when it comes to aging. So sun damage can cause in your younger years, and you think, and I have this stepdaughter, Alexa. She's the biggest tanner, and I can't tell her anything. She is like tanning, and she will suffer later, you know, and I keep telling her that, but it's really something to pay attention to in younger years, because it will bite you back later on.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not just, you don't just wear sunscreen if you're going to the beach. Like, to me, I think a lot of my pigmentation even just came from driving. You know, like when you're in the car and the sun is still getting to you. And so to me, that's the thing, is people just think, well, I'm not really going to be like super outside today, so I don't need sunscreen. But to me, it's like, even if you're just, you know, driving somewhere, you know, going about your daily life, like, I think it's really important. Because like you said, it'll kind of come to bite you later. So I think
actually the UVA is penetrating through the windows.
Yeah.
We have like two radiations, UVB, which gives you the sunburn, but UVA also is very dangerous and penetrates through the glass. So yeah, it's absolutely important when you drive in a car or sit in a plane, you know, and your windows up.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of on the plane. See? something that you mentioned that I was gonna say, because I think it's important, especially during this whole quarantine time. I feel like everyone's really into self-care, which is great, and like, you know, doing face stuff and masks and, you know, at-home spa. But I called you and I was like, I've been over masking. What do I do? Like, I was just trying too many different things and exfoliating too much, and I got really red and broke out a little bit. And a couple of my other girlfriends said the same thing. They're like, I have so much time, and I've been trying all this stuff, and I've just wrecked, you know, whatever I had going with my skin. And so, yeah, the masking thing, it's like, keep me away from trying masks.
That's such a good point, Emma. That's such a good point, because we're so tempted, you know, some of us who think, you know, I have all these products here, which I bought maybe at one time or got sent or whatever. So let's put them all on, and more is more. But in truth, is less is more. It comes back to everything we do. Less is more, from the best, from the less, the very best. So what you really need to remember, everything we put on our skin not only penetrates the skin, but also can cause irritations on the skin and can cause skin barrier function to disrupt. So what happens when our skin barrier is disrupted? It creates little holes, and all of a sudden things can enter through the skin and other things can go out. For example, irritants, allergens, bacteria can enter the skin, and moisture can get out of the skin. So what you experience in redness, dryness, breaking out, basically.
I don't really break out. And I was like on my chin, forehead. And then I realized, well, I've been using some random different mask every day because I thought it would be fun. And it was not a good idea.
So what you basically did is you disturbed your skin barrier function, and this way things could enter your skin. You caused inflammation. Inflammation is basically what causes or goes together with every skin condition we can imagine. If it's eczema, allergies, aging, breakouts, acne, everything goes together with inflammation. And unfortunately, there are lots of skincare ingredients which can cause inflammation and damage. And one very popular exfoliation tool is something like retinol glycolic, which is kind of fun to use. I get it, you know, and you have this little pads and put it all over. You think you resurface your skin overnight, you know, all these kind of promises. But in truth, it really damages your skin. It dries out your skin, and it
made my face feel really tight. Like I couldn't, it felt not normal. Like it really irritated it and made it feel so tight. And I just stopped using it because it really irritated for me personally.
You have sensitive skin, Emma. You know, your skin is also, you know, if you think of our skin, especially when we're young, our skin is like, you know, like a diamond, like it's like so beautiful. Or let's say, like, you know, we have this beautiful skin, and now we're young and we're just bombarding the skin with all these irritants, and basically make our skin suffer so much, you know, and in going in repair mode and trying to keep up with all the damages you do to your skin. So also always remember, your skin needs 28 days to repair. So one skin cycle is 28 days. Your epidermis regrowth. Skin cells get born on the bottom, and then they move up and doing cell divisions, and then they become dead skin cells, and then they flake off. And normally our skin cells flake off automatically. Normally you wouldn't even need to exfoliate, but it doesn't do it with every skin, and some more, some less. So that's why we add this exfoliation step in our skincare routine to get rid of dead skin cells, because otherwise dead skin cells and sebum, the oil coming from our oil glands, can clog our pores and can cause blackheads or whiteheads, pimples, and further down the line, acne.
Well, I've noticed that I've gotten a couple blackheads like around my nose, and they're so hard to get to on your nose. And because normally, I mean, I'm really religious about getting my facials and stuff like that. Like, you know, ever since I was younger, like my mom just kind of drilled it in me to take care of my skin and facials. And I remember she gave me like my first kind of grown up moisturizer that I was so excited about, and it felt like so fancy. And when I was like 14, and I just thought it was so luxurious. But since I haven't been able to get facials in quarantine, obviously, I have noticed that there's certain blackheads and kind of breakouts that I can't really get to myself. So I've been calling you about, like, how do I prevent it from happening in the first place? But it's hard, I feel like, right now, because, like I said, kind of, not being loyal to one product, or also I feel like being inside a lot. Like, I've been trying to get out a little to give my skin some, oxygen and to breathe. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I love it.
I'm also trying to sweat as much as possible, because I feel like sweating really helps my skin look more glowy and really pushes out anything that doesn't need to be there. So that's kind of like all I've been able to do during this time, and it's been good. But I definitely have been having a blackhead problem on my nose.
So that's really super good advice. Also, sweating, if you take saunas, it's detoxing, and it really helps to open the pores. What's really important when you sweat and take a shower, you need to moisturize right after. Otherwise, your transepidermal water loss, losing moisture out of the skin, can be higher. So it's really great to do that, and then go right back into your skincare routine and always moisturize. That's really important. I think this hydration part, and you mentioned this earlier, hydration is the key to healthy, glowy skin. So never think, even you have acne or oily skin or any skin type you have, never think you need to dry out your skin. There's so many products out which dry out your skin because they think, oh, oiliness, I need to dry out. But oily and dryness are not opposites. It's really important that even if you have oily skin, you hydrate your skin.
Just about finding balance, I feel like. Because my sister Grace has oily skin, and so she wouldn't moisturize. And I was like, no, you have to keep moisturizing. Just find a moisturizer that works for your skin, but don't skip it. And she was like,
if you have oily skin, yes, you need to find something which helps with sebum production. So, for example, I created this whole entire clarifying line, which actually helps to...
I love clarifying mask. It's so good.
I know. So it helps to downregulate sebum production. So it's really important to find moisturizers which are not overpowering your skin and having oils in it which can clog your pores even more. Also, stay away from face oils. It's really important to find a moisturizer which hydrates but doesn't dry out your skin and doesn't support sebum production. I think that's like a little bit the trick that and hydration is not like oils. Hydration is something totally different. Hydration you do, for example, with a hyaluronic serum or with ingredients like aloe vera. That's hydration. The oily, and we need oils for our hydrolipid film on the skin barrier, but these oils need to be very valuable. They shouldn't clog your pores. It's really important what you choose in your moisturizer, and everyone who's interested in a list of ingredients which do certain things, because I know lots of you have products at home and you want to check if they're good for your skin or if they have the right ingredients. We will send out a list later. You just send us an email and we send it to you.
The list.
Yeah, you get the list, Emma.
No, that's so true, because there are certain things that I have that I'm like, why is this irritating my skin? Like, I don't understand. And, I think that's so good to know. So then when you're picking out products, you can be like, okay, this doesn't work for me, so I'm not going to get that, because it's so annoying to have to keep doing trial and error by buying things and getting rid of them and breaking out and then having to start over. So I think it's good to kind of be mindful of like what is in the ingredients. I mean, what ingredients are in the product and what works for your skin.
And also, there are lots of brands out who produce products, and some of them maybe work, some others maybe don't so well. So it's good if you have this list of ingredients and you pick every single product you're just using right now, and then you can see, oh, this is actually not hydrating for my skin, so maybe I should not use this right now and switch to a moisturizing product.
Love. Can't wait.
Yeah. So what else did you learn from your mom, by the way, regarding skin?
My mom, I have to give her credit. She really taught me well with my skin. She was always just, all about moisturizing, even eye cream she had me using, as a teenager. And, she was very on me about sunscreen, even though I didn't listen, like I said, as much as I should have. But no, she was just really good about like getting me into a routine and, really being like, here's what you do at night before bed. Here's what you do in the morning. And just kind of really drilling it into me, where I'm so grateful now because I see that it's really benefited me. And also it's just, I also just love the ritual of like at night before bed. It's almost kind of like, relaxing to kind of have all your products and to really just make it like a routine that is like nourishing to yourself as well as your skin. You know what I mean? And I feel like once you kind of see it as something that is so beneficial and relaxing and good for you, then you never not want to do it.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because I learned from Haley actually that, teenagers sometimes skip a day. Say, I was good to my skin yesterday. Yeah. Let's do it tomorrow again. So that's not an option. You need to get into the habit of really doing it before you go to bed, before you turn out your light. Really go and do your routine in the bathroom, even if it's just 2 steps, cleanse and moisturize. It can be very simple like that. But it's really important to be consistent.
Yeah, no, totally. Consistency, I think, is the key, because once you break that up, I definitely notice that like your skin reacts, and so when I do have like breakouts or get pimples, I'm like, well, if I'm being honest, I wasn't being as on it as I should have been. So that's been something that my mom just always drilled into me, and I think I'm pretty good. Like I would say I'm 99% great with it. And then 1% sometimes where,
So if we say, okay, what's the must be in a skincare routine? Let's make it super simple. So if you only want to use the very least you have to, what would we think it would be if we do a simple skin routine?
I mean, to me, I really think you can just, do a really easy cleanser, like, whatever cleanser you like. I use the foaming cleanser from you, but, what people like different consistencies with cleansers. So I think it's really like
one thing which is really important, sorry to interrupt, but one thing which is really important with cleansers, our skin pH is slightly acidic. And if you think, for example, you wash your face quickly with a soap, that's not good because soap is very alkaline. So it's really important to keep the skin's pH intact, because that really helps to keep the microbiome and the skin barrier function. So I'm so glad you're using this cleanser, because the pH of the cleanser is 5.2 and it's very hydrating. So it's good, whatever products you choose, check the pH, and also hydration ingredients. Our cleanser, for example, has aloe vera and urea, and it's so nice. It's very hydrating already.
It's so good, and it's just so easy. So I would say like just keep it super simple, cleanse and moisturize. And for me, I mean, I personally need a lip balm at night and an eye cream as well. And I think that that's really it. I mean, I do more than that, but that I think is like the bare minimum.
It's a good basic. Yeah.
Of what you need, and then you can add in, if you are feeling like you want to add in some serums, or if you know what I mean, then you can kind of start messing with that. But I think keeping it simple at first is really the best. Like you said, less is more. And then you can kind of, once you get your baseline of a routine, then you can kind of introduce other things that, you want to try, that once you've checked the ingredients and all that kinds of stuff, you can introduce stuff like that, which I think is always fun, because it is fun to, add other things in there once in a while, or mix and match. So yeah, I think that's kind of the bare minimum. And I mean, I love a mask at least, once a week. I love, you mentioned the clarifying mask. That one is amazing. But I just think that another thing with the routine, like I love to put on the mask, get in the bath with all my Epsom salts, and read my book, and have that kind of be my like wind down time, where I'm like taking care of my skin, taking care of my mind, taking care of my body, like just having a little time to decompress. So I love that being part of my
That's so anti-inflammatory, Emma. I love that. That's definitely what also plays part in good and healthy skin, to really adapt an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, which means that you really watch your diet. This is something we should also talk about. I think what you eat really reflects on your skin so much. And I think some might think, oh yeah, if I do this skincare routine, that's all I can do for my skin, but that's not true. So actually what really helps is also sleep, if you go to bed at a certain time.
No. Like a good night's sleep is the best. I mean, I haven't been sleeping that well with quarantine. Like I've been trying to, but I've been kind of waking up at weird hours, I think, just because I'm not used to kind of being inside all day. So I think, yeah, sleep is literally the best thing. Cause isn't your skin still working while you're sleeping? Like it needs the rest
Yes.
to do what
So
it needs to do.
exactly. So that's another point of, we, especially as teenagers, you like to snack late at night and get some ice cream out and chocolate. I know.
Have an
So
ice cream problem.
So actually, what's happening during the night is like a whole repair mechanism is going to take place overnight. So if we load our stomach late with food, our whole energy is going to this part of our body because we need to digest. We need to make sure, even also if you eat salads at night or raw food, it has a lot of work to do throughout the night and won't take so much power to really repair our cells and help our body to recover throughout the night, which is so important. So I think this is also something we should really look into in what we eat, especially at night, and skip like late dinners and go to bed early.
I'm guilty of the late dinner thing. Like I've been eating late and it's so bad. But I will say I've really cleaned up my diet though in quarantine, where I've been eating so many vegetables and now I like crave it once I've gotten on the schedule, like broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, and I've been just doing it with like olive oil, salt, and pepper in the oven, and it is I can see a difference. I can see such a difference when I'm really like on a good routine with the vegetables. I mean, I didn't eat vegetables though, if I'm being honest, till I was like 20. Like I couldn't eat greens. Like it made me sick. Like I would have to like literally choke them down. But it was because, I didn't really explore ways that I would like them or try new things or, try to prepare them a certain way. And so, that's another thing when we're talking about what we would, redo if we were teens again. I would definitely be much more mindful about what I'm putting in my body and be much more and be much more mindful about salads, fish.
Did you tell me you were cooking steak all the time and then you got tired of it, and so
Yeah.
So you got into vegetable. I love this.
I was eating too much steak.
So that's the thing. Also, if we eat a lot of meat, a lot of dairy, we also need to understand where the meat comes from, how the animals got fed, because lots of our food can consist a lot of hormones, a lot of antibiotics, which can then reflect on our skin in hormonal acne,
Yeah, I definitely am very, very mindful now about where I get my meat from, my fish from, all of that, and even my vegetables, because I just feel like I always try to do kind of more grass-fed, farmers market, that kinds of stuff when I can. Obviously, it's not always possible, which is totally fine. But I think it's nice to at least try towards that for me. But yeah, I've been really missing eating sushi. That's what I'm really missing. I've been thinking maybe I'll try to learn how to make sushi.
Yes, I wanted to say, why don't you make it at home? I know it's difficult.
I'm quite a cook. I've really impressed myself with my dishes. I mean, I've probably cooked more in the last month than I have in my whole life.
Is it amazing though that you discover your talents?
It's been so nice, and I don't know, it's been so fun to kind of be like, okay, what am I going to eat today? What's going to feel really nourishing and cozy? I've been loving soups. Has been so good. I've been so into bone broths. That's been just my go-to.
Yeah. Very good. But I also like that, we're planning as a family. All of a sudden, nobody's traveling, everybody's together. So you plan as a family your meals, and you pick out the vegetable you want to cook and what to cook, and you're all hanging out in the kitchen together. So what I would like everybody to encourage everyone, and I have 3 teenagers, so I know it's hard, but to get away from the screens, from the games, from the TikTok, Instagram, whatever's out there, get away, put your phone away like Emma does, just put it in a different room for a few hours, and maybe grab a book. And Emma has this amazing book club Charlie is a big fan. She's reading all your recommendations.
Charlie sends me photos of the books she ordered. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, I think it's such a great idea, and I know so many teenagers or young who love to read, and I think presenting them something which would get them into reading, it's so great you're doing that.
It's called Bellatrist, and yeah, you can follow us on Instagram and read along with us. And I mean, to me, I love to read, and it's really my passion to recommend books to people. Like, I love getting to know someone and being like, okay, I have the perfect book for you. And I just really think like one story can really change somebody's life or perspective. And so for me to, try to introduce people to books that they may not have otherwise found is just so exciting for me. And, I love to, I'll have some friends that are like, I'm not really into reading. And I'll be like, all right, give me a minute. And I'll find a certain book. And my girlfriend called me the other day, and she was like, okay, I finished it in a day and a half. She's like, I'm obsessed. Like,
what's next?
Yeah. And so in quarantine, I've been getting so many texts where they're like, okay, what should I read? Here's my vibe right now. And so it's been so fun. I've been recommending a lot of Eve Babbitt's to people, a lot of Joan Didion. The book that everyone's been finishing the quickest is called The Light We Lost by Jill Santopolo. And
I read it. Yeah.
It's romance. It's like, it reminds me of The Notebook. I mean, when I tell you, I was like weeping after. It was so good.
Oh, I love this. So let's get a recommendation. Maybe what we can do that you give your, let's say, the 10 or no, just go on Bellatrist. It's all there. But maybe.
Yeah. No, I can. I'll put together a list that we can put out with the ingredient list of just like books that I think. I'm like my mind's turning of what I'm going to recommend you, because I know what I recommend.
Yes, I read Krishnamurti whenever I have a second, because it's just so it just makes you think about the world. And he's a philosopher who lived in the 70s, and he wrote all these books about what you actually really need, and how overcoming fear, how you get freedom from the known, so step out of your comfort zone. And it's so interesting because it all reflects to what's happening right now, so you can apply everything he said like 50 years ago to today, and it works. It's so fascinating to me. Yeah, I need to send this to you. I really need to send this to you. It's fascinating. And and there you don't have to stay on, because I'm literally working 24/7. But even if you read one page in between, and he writes like you need to read the page 3 times. So for me, it's like it's like you need to really focus. But I love it. You just pick up a page somewhere.
I think that's so nice.
So what else do we need to talk about? Let's see, consistency and routines is important also, because if you do a routine and you try out new products, give it a minute to work. It shouldn't hurt, it shouldn't burn, it shouldn't tingle, it shouldn't do all these things. But the skin really needs 28 days to really adjust to a new routine. Yeah, so don't give up too early.
Don't give up. I think also people are like, oh God, it didn't work after 2 days. And it's like, nothing really works after 2 days. You got to give it more.
If you want to see a real change, I mean, hydration should happen right away. If you hydrate your skin, if you have a moisturizer which doesn't hydrate, you would feel it the second you try it. But, if you want to target some issue in your skin, like acne or hyperpigmentation, this doesn't go away overnight, definitely. And I don't know, there are so many products out there, and a lot of products which are very popular, as for example, charcoal. When you talk about your nose, putting like charcoal or strips on it and doing like these crazy maskings and strips to get rid of, blackheads, for example. This is quite dangerous because it really disrupts your skin barrier function, doesn't really get rid of the problem you're addressing. So it's really important to look.
Those have hurt me before when I was younger. Yeah. They really hurt taking them off. So I don't use those anymore.
Yeah, but I think it's very popular in the teenagers, because when you say, I get blackheads on the nose, and there's something which promises you to, and shows these crazy videos how to get rid of blackheads. We need to learn to stay away from the most tempting things out there. That's for sure.
I agree.
We need to answer some questions. Victoria, can you ask us some question we should answer?
Sure. So Kenzie says, why am I already forming wrinkles when I'm only 18, and what can I do to get rid of them?
She has wrinkles already. She's forming wrinkles when she's 18, and what can she do? So I think it's all about hydration.
What's funny is that I felt like I was getting wrinkles when I was younger, and I think a lot of it was stress, and a lot of it was not moisturizing correctly.
Yes.
Because they went away. Like, it definitely seemed like dry.
Yeah, so dry skin definitely causes early wrinkles, and this is something you really have to address right away. Get a moisturizer which hydrates your skin. Even if you just have one moisturizer, and I would recommend you our moisturizer, which is the best moisturizer. I don't see it right now. The normal face cream. Our normal face cream is just the best moisturizer. It looks like this without the ridge. Just have this normal face cream. It's fantastic moisturizer, and will hydrate your skin and take care of your skin barrier function. I put it on right now for you. It goes right into your skin and leaves your skin.
I'm jealous.
I know. I'm sorry, Emma. I'm sorry for everything. Yeah. And I think, everybody is asking for the glow. The glow. And I tell you guys one thing, which is really, you need to remember this. 90% of a glow is functioning skin barrier. Hydrated functioning skin barrier. That's 90% of win of good skin and keeping inflammation out. And you can all achieve good glowy skin. And that's what we want. We don't want to get the glow through makeup and hiding our skin. We want to get good skin, hydrated and glowy, and then use whatever we want to use. If we want to use makeup or do our eyes, and but I think, Emma, and you know that because you also have to use a lot of makeup. I think a good skin is really the key to also achieve good results with your makeup, right?
Yeah, because I notice when I'm really taking good care of my skin, my makeup sits on it much better. Like, it just, everything is working together. Where I feel like if my skin's too dry, that's where your foundation doesn't go on right, or you feel like you can't cover, underneath your eyes, or if you're not getting enough sleep, you have to really, I get dark circles if I'm not sleeping enough, and no matter how much you cover them up, it just doesn't look right. So it's you really have to be getting sleep, taking care of your skin in order for the makeup to not look so put on. You want to look natural. I think natural is always the best look. I love how you are so natural and always glowing, and it makes me just want to just have the most amazing skin, so I don't have to hide it.
Yeah, so it's like makeup. I think when you especially now in quarantine, if you have problematic skin, let's try to fix your skin, and let's try to make your skin better. That when you're going back into your world, and then you choose to use makeup when you want to, and when you want to highlight something or go out or to a party, instead of always wearing makeup because you think you need to hide. And especially when you have acne prone skin and you have breakouts and you put makeup on top, it will clog your pores more and will make your problem even worse. So have the right skincare routine, and then do your makeup spiel, and mix your makeup, your foundation with the glow drops or with your serum.
Brushes.
Yeah,
because I didn't clean my makeup brushes when I was younger, and
yeah.
then
Very good one.
Yeah, and then I'm because I've never washed this brush. So bad. So bad. But it's just I didn't think of it. I don't know.
I know the makeup kits of my stepchildren, and it's just seen that don't spend enough time with me. I wouldn't let them do it. It's just so bad.
Get your hands on them.
But that's a good one. Also, I think over cleansing, over exfoliating, using cleansing brushes, cleansing wipes. It's so damaging to your skin, and you wipe in your dirt in the skin, or your micro injuries, bacterias.
I've hurt myself with those kind of wipes with the beads on them, where they've really hurt my skin. So, And also a cleansing wipe is not the same as washing your face. And I think a lot of my sister who's 19 is well, I did a wipe, and I'm but that's not that's fine if you're on a plane, but like, if you're home, you should just wash your face.
And then, what also is a nice trick, instead of using these makeup removers, if you just take a little bit of your moisturizer and put it on your eye makeup and then remove it with that.
I love that trick.
I learned this from my mom, actually.
That's such a good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
I think and then you wash your face.
Because especially mascara, sometimes it does not come off. And so I feel like the best way is just with the moisturizer and a Q-tip sometimes.
Yeah, that's so nice. It's so gentle. You also don't want to rub around your eyes. There are lots of lymph vessels right around your eyes. It's a very sensitive area. If you're not careful as kids, we will have puffy eyes later and have like disturbance in our lymph flow,
Barbara, you're going to kill me right now. I need to get my charger. Our talk has drained my battery. I'm going to run and grab it.
You get your charger. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah.
Let's ask them.
I had a really good question about water.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're right back about water.
Yeah, what are the best ways to avoid skin reacting and breakouts to different water alkaline levels when traveling?
So, waters and alkaline levels when traveling. That's a really good question, and it's a very elaborate question because you need to understand that skin has a certain pH and it's slightly acidic. Our skin needs this slight acidity in order to maintain all their functions. So now, if you use tap water, which is highly alkaline, this can disturb our skin barrier functions just through the pH. So what I would recommend is using the toner. First of all, our cleanser, which has a pH of 5.2, which is amazing, and our toner, which is a balancing toner, and it balances the pH of your skin, which is really I put this on now too. You guys, I know kids love lip balms. I tell you a thing about lip balms, and because when Charlie was a teenager, I bought every lip balm for her because she wanted to try everything, and nothing could help her lips. And that's because
me until this.
I know. That's because there's so much mineral oils in the lip balms,
When I tell you, because I lick my lips a lot. It's like such a bad habit. Can't stop. So my lips get so dry to a point, and then I'll put, chapstick or whatever on it, and it just like makes it worse. Like it's like peeling off. So this is the best. I love it so much.
No, lip balm should make you addictive. A lip balm should really solve the problem for you. So this is, if you need to use a lip balm every 10 minutes, that's not a good lip balm because it takes moisture out of your skin, and it dehydrates your skin. And this most lip balms, because lip balms is the most difficult product I've ever made. That was the most. It was the most difficult. I went through 35 samples.
No.
35 samples in order to make this lip balm, because I didn't want to use mineral oils. And it's easy to make a lip balm with mineral oils because the cosmetic properties are just so easy. And you need to find something which hydrates, but at the same time also really soothe the skin. And this is like shea butter, avocado oil, valuable oils, beeswax. It's like a combination. And it was so hard, I tell you, but I love it. And I'm so glad you're saying that.
I love to use it. I'll make it into a stain even. Like I'll do some like lip liner and then put it over and make like a little stain. It's the best.
So smart. Because you actually, I use it at night when I go out. Exactly the lip liner, and then you mix it in because it gives you this like glossiness and this glow. I love it. It just enhances your lip color.
I love it.
Okay, this was a good advertisement for the lip balm. You guys,
my lips are so dry right now. I don't know why.
But that's also because we are inside. We don't get out so much. I think it's like being inside and having the pollution inside. We definitely have inside pollution, and it just dries out our skin. I keep hydrating. Actually.
An air purifier, is that what it's called?
That's good.
Because I feel like I get so irritated by dust, and so that's been I've been just trying to open the windows and like let some oxygen in for my mind, body, and soul.
So good, but also sitting in Zoom calls and in front of those screens all the time, it dries out your skin so much. So especially now when you get homeschooled, rehydrate your skin with your moisturizer, or I have this nice hydrating face mist.
Have that.
Yeah, Emma.
Give me some. I love a mist. I have a mist in my car. I always have one in my bag for the plane. I have one obviously in my bathroom. Like I think it's the best.
And I think that and the anti-pollution drops reapply throughout the day. I think it's so good. Just really, if you don't have Sturm or any others, rehydrate your skin throughout the day. Also, what's really nice, you can make a mask at home for yourself with aloe vera and honey and almond flour, oat flour, and you mix it all together and create your own mask at home to hydrate. Yeah, do you have aloe vera? In Santa Barbara, there's aloe vera in the yards, right?
I'll get some aloe vera. What about aloe vera flower?
No, it's aloe vera, the leaf, and you cut it and you peel it. You take the pulp out.
Oh my God, it's like a project. I love this.
Yes, and you can put it in a blender, add a little water, and you mix it. You can even drink it. It's so good. And then you mix this with a little almond flour and honey, and you make your mask at home.
Cute. I love it.
It's a project, Emma.
I'm all about projects these days.
No, it's super exciting.
I'm going to read more today and then maybe do some like arts and crafts. I don't know what that was going to be, but I'm very into like making collages lately, just kind of anything that like we've been talking about gets me away from the screen. So like yes. I find it very therapeutic, like cutting stuff out of magazines and like doing collaging and just trying to keep my hands busy so I'm not just constantly scrolling through Instagram, which we all love Instagram. I love it. You know, it's a great way to connect. It's so much fun, but it's definitely something that I need to step away from and like be busy doing something else.
It also takes you away from your own life in a way. So, you know, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about as well, because we're also supporting with the Skin School, the Youth Anxiety Center. And I find, you know, being on Instagram and looking at other people's life constantly, you kind of compare yourself to other people constantly. And that's really hard on you, because it makes you feel incomplete or not perfect, and no one is perfect ever. And I think focusing on your own creativity and doing drawings. For example, I play the piano, I do drawings. I come back to my childhood creativity, which is so nice to really use the time while we are locked down to do that, instead of, you know, trying to be perfect for the outside world, which is not necessarily our world.
I think that now, more than ever, is such a time to kind of turn inward and really see like what makes you happy, what do you like to do, you know, hobbies, interests. I think that it's a really good time to like check in with yourself and be like, what makes me happy? Like, what can I do for me that's not for like an Instagram photo or to show other people something, you know, but like what can I do for me? And I've been really trying to get back to that, because, you know, even for me, like on Instagram, I will see photos and, you know, feel like, oh, you know, I wish that I looked like that, or I wish that I had that. I mean, we all go through feeling like that, and it's just it's an endless loop you can get yourself in. And I've seen how damaging it is, you know, for my sister who's 19, like, you know, she struggles with that. I've struggled with it. And I see so many young women, especially struggling with confidence because of the constant comparing. And I think it's just so sad. I mean, for me, when I was a teenager, Instagram didn't exist, and which is so funny to say, but, you know, and it definitely, like my world felt smaller in a good way, where like I was kind of, I feel like, more present in what I was doing, because, you know, you didn't have the entire world available on your phone. And look, there's benefits of it as well, but I do think it's so important to step away from it and really just recharge with yourself, and just know that, like, you know, I also think, to me, like, a lot of what we're talking about, like beauty, glowing, all of that, to me really comes from like a sense of happiness inside and confidence inside. And to me, like, the prettiest person in the room is not necessarily the supermodel, but to me, it's the one who's, you know, having the most fun and laughing and like just has kind of the glow from within. And those are the people that I'm always drawn to. And you know, you want to know, like, what's their secret? Like, they just seem totally happy and carefree. And I think that that's just from really, like, you know, having to be in touch with yourself. And now more than ever, I think it's a good time to do it, because we don't have any excuses. Like, we don't have to be anywhere. We don't need to, you know, so I think it's a really good time to just be like, what makes me happy? What can I work on? And I just use this time to really, like, nourish yourself.
Oh, I love this. I think that's so true. We all got to do what we got to do, but besides, I think you can do both. You know, have a little bit of this, have a little bit of that, and
I mean, to me, everything, like, you know, life, your skin, everything, it's like all about finding a balance. And I think that's, you know, as humans, what we struggle with the most is the balance. You know, I feel like it's easier to tip one way or the other, and to just find that kind of like peaceful balance is really, like, at least what I'm striving for.
Yeah, I think the word really goes towards anti-inflammatory lifestyle, and really try to, you know, be the healthiest human being you possibly could be, and taking out stress if possible, taking the right food, getting the right sleep, using non-aggressive skincare ingredients, loving our skin, protecting our skin in a way. And you know what I sometimes think everybody should be doing once a day is, like, you know, just lying on the back on your balcony or wherever and just look into the sky, you know, or in your yard. And
Nice. I'm going to do that today. I can't remember the last time I did that.
I know. Nobody remembers that, but look up into the sky, watch the clouds or whatever is going on there. It's so healing, you know, in a way.
Little, like, looking at the clouds. That's so sweet. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's just we need to make the best use of our time right now, and you know, just like being mindful, and also connecting with our friends, checking in with our friends.
Checking in is really important. Like, I have a group of people that every day I'm like, are we good? What's happening? Like, talk to me. Because I mean,
WhatsApp groups right now, lots of, like, people just connect in all kinds of ways. Yeah,
because I feel like, I mean, it's like, I've had some days where I'm feeling really down just with the state of the world, and my heart is so heavy for so many people, and, you know, it really gets to me some days, obviously. But, you know, I try to, like, stay connected with family, with friends. I talk to my mom every day, talk to my sister every day, and just try to, like, check in, because, you know, I think it's a really hard time right now, and to just be there for your family and friends is really so important.
I love this. Do we have any more questions?
I feel like we've transcended into a better area than topical questions. But yes, we have lots of questions about skin problems. So a boy is wondering if there's a difference between male and female skincare, and should he be using different products to female skincare products?
That's a really good question as well. So boys and girls should use different skincare. And I have to tell you, I meet so many boys and men who are using their wives and girlfriends' skincare, and they know me just because of that. Are you Dr. Sturm? I use all your products. So it's a fantastic line, first of all, for unisex. So every skin needs to cleanse. Oh, can you just say hi? Hi, Emma.
Mama, kann ich ein Picture haben, das von
Yeah, it takes it here.
Ich will das Julie sein.
Okay, so.
Aber,
Okay, take it.
Mama.
Mama's working.
Mama, aber bitte. Ich will helfen, Mama.
So Peppa's already taking care of her skin. I can tell you. Wait. Shimon can help you. So she already knows exactly what to do when she goes outside. She puts her sundrops on. You know, after taking a shower, she's putting her cream and body cream on. She's already knows what's important for her skin. And what I love, actually, you know, the idea that she understands what she cannot touch. You know, right now her obsession is to clean dishes. It's her obsession. She's
So cute.
I mean, it goes on and on and on and on.
She can come to my house when this is over.
She's
My
so
dish.
good. She's so good. And then her hands, you know, she has very sensitive skin.
Yeah,
and she would get eczema right away. So she understands, you know, when I'm done with cleaning the dishes, I go and I really, really wash my hands, and then I put my face cream on because, you know, I need to heal my skin. But it's really important for every child out there to not overpower your skin. Don't put too many irritants on your skin. And this can even, you know, when you have a baby at one point, and or Brit already knows, you know, if you have a child, if you have a baby, don't put products on it with fragrances and super essential oils and all this kind of stuff. So you need to be really careful what you put on your child's skin in order to having good skin later on. And that applies the same to a 9-year-old or a 7-year-old or a 12 or a 13-year-old, you know. I think
using the cleansing milk in my bath from your kids line.
so good.
Little guilty secret. I'm like, I love it. It's so nice.
I have lots of friends who use the kids' face cream too. It's you know, this line. I wanted to present skin solution for everyone, and whoever has skin should find something at the Sturm routine, you know. And so you don't have to have so many products. Even if you have a face cream, you're already you're already winning because it does everything to your skin barrier function you need. Yeah. But you can complete your series, and then you get the lip balm, the body cream, or the kids shampoo to wash your hair. I mean, you can use all these things. Or if you have a certain problem you need to fix. Charlie, for example, when she has her hormonal breakout once a month, she just you know, uses the clarifying products for this period of time, and then she goes back to the normal line. So it's like really what your skin needs at the moment.
I feel like you can mix and match everything, which I love.
Yeah. So you don't have to have a big routine. As you just said, if you have a cleanser and a face cream, better than nothing. If you have that, fine, you know, great. You have like a good skin routine, you know, and then add, you know, facial scrub or an enzyme cleanser twice a week to exfoliate. And then if you want, and definitely this is a product I want everybody to have, the anti-pollution drops right now.
Best.
To be prepared to be homeschooled in front of screens and everything. And it's just the way we hydrate our skin and loving our skin instead of attacking our skin. Don't make your skin hurt. Don't make your skin be burned and red.
The worst thing ever. I like want to pick sometimes, and I have to be like, nope, because it's so bad. And it's really like, I mean, I did it once, and it took like months and months and months for the mark to go away, because it was like kind of a scar, kind of not, and it just took forever to go away. And it was so mad at myself.
That's such a good point, guys. Don't pop your pimples. You don't pop it, because you really cause micro injuries in the skin. Then the sun hits, and then you get hyperpigmentation. It's called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and those you mostly can't get away at all. So better heal your breakouts, put the spot treatment on. You know, some people like to use white toothpaste overnight. Just try to heal your breakout instead of working on it, because this is what will cause later on acne scars and like pigmentation issues. Yeah, and that's hard to get rid of.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah, so it's definitely something we have to have in mind. I love doing this education, especially also with you today, Emma. This was so helpful.
Good.
And sweet. I love it. I totally love it. And
I love you. I can't wait to be able to hug you.
Oh, me too. You're the best, Emma. Thank you for being available to everybody out there. You're a gem.
I want to say hi to everybody and hope everyone keeps their spirits up and love to everybody.
Thank you, my love. You're the best.
We'll see each other soon, hopefully.
See you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching. And we will do this once a week on Wednesday, Skin School. And you can submit your questions. Tell us what we can do better, what you need to know, what is on your mind. we answer every question we get, not everything in the chat, but we will send you answers to every question. We send you the ingredient list of the things you need to stay away from and the things you should have. You can also ask for FaceTime consultations with my estheticians. It's all for free. I love you guys, and stay safe, stay at home. Bye, everybody.
Mwah.
Mwah.